When you make dua, the least you get is what you ask for. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala demonstrates this beautifully in the dua of Hannah, the mother of Maryam alayhi salam, as he recounts her words. وَإِذْ قَالَتِ امْرَأَةُ عِمْرَانَ رَبِّ إِنِّي نَذَرْتُ لَكَ مَا فِي بَطْنِي مُحَرَّرًا فَتَقَبَّلْ مِنِّي إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. Imran's wife said, Lord, I have dedicated what is in my womb entirely to you, so accept it from me. You are the one who hears and knows all. The response? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted her a female. In her mind, as the Mufassirun mentioned, she'd hoped for a male who could fulfill that service, since typically this role was carried out by men at the time. Ibn Abbas adds that the oath she'd given, the nadhr, was a vow that could only be fulfilled by a male, hence her comment. This isn't to say men are better than women, there's a separate video for that, but it's to show that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored her with something greater. Maryam alayhi salam proved that closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was never limited by gender. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explicitly tells her to join those who are praying. وَارْكَعِي مَعَ الرَّاكِعِينَ. She was even given her own sacred space, a mihrab, within this place of worship, where she devoted herself to the very service her mother had prayed for. Her dua was answered in the way she wanted. But it doesn't stop there. Maryam alayhi salam became one of the greatest women to have ever walked this earth, cited in the Quran as an example for all believers, not just women. She was so honored that a minority of scholars held the view that she was actually granted prophethood. Through this daughter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't merely accept her dua, He answered it beyond imagination. And it still doesn't stop there, and this is going to blow your mind. Scientists have shown that when a baby girl is born, she's born with her lifetime supply of eggs. We know that Maryam alayhi salam was granted the miraculous virgin birth of Prophet Isa, Jesus alayhi salam, one of the greatest prophets of all humanity. That means that one of those eggs within Maryam must have been the one to form Prophet Isa alayhi salam in his entirety, as no man ever touched her. Meaning that by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's decree, the very means through which Isa alayhi salam would come, the egg, was already placed in Maryam alayhi salam from the moment that she was born. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered the dua of Maryam's mother, of Hannah, He didn't just grant her Maryam, He also granted her Prophet Isa alayhi salam within one of those eggs. What's most striking is that none of this could have been known to her at the time. She saw one outcome, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had already written layers of honor inside it. Not just what she asked for, but far more than anything she could have imagined. So next time you make dua, know this: it's already been answered in the way that's best for you, even if you can't perceive it yet. And remember, the least you get from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what you ask for.